Good morning. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK. Welcome to another episode of Groovi Tuesday. I hope everybody's well. I can see we have some friends tuning in over on our YouTube page already, waiting patiently. So good morning to Karen and Judy. Hope everybody's well. Hopefully I should get the all clear. Sue should be in the room with you this morning, keeping you company. I can see we've got some eyes coming in already. There we go. It just takes a little while for everyone to pull up a chair, grab a drink and get comfortable. I wonder if the lovely Mo is going to be the first one as usual with her good morning comment. Excuse me. Oh, that caught me. There we go. Jane beat you to it this morning, Mo. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Lovely Sue's in the room. We've got Jane, Mo, Sue, Judy, Karen, there we go. Everyone's coming in. Lovely Ken's in the room as well. So, as always, it's lovely to have your company, and I'm looking forward to another hour of just chilling out, doing some snipping, and talking to all my friends. We've got lots to tell you about this week. Barb's back in the country. For those of you that subscribe to the blog, Barb did a blog last night, and she's going to get back on the blog horse, so to speak. So yeah, hope everybody's well. Good morning. There we go. Everyone's coming in. Lovely Josie's in the room. There we go. Yes. So I hope everybody, what's the weather like with everybody? Let's do our usual sort of weather report roundup. A little bit overcast, blustery here in Edenbridge in Kent. But I think most of the country is sort of going through that at the moment, aren't they? So a bit chilly in Bexhill, but nice and bright. Sunny Estepona, Lorraine over in Spain. Got lovely Susan Moons in the room, Carol Baker. There we go. Everybody's coming in. So cloudy in North Yorkshire. Yeah, no, wet morning. Who's got a wet morning? Karen's on her way to Oxford and it's raining. Stopped raining in West Berkshire. Wet, very wet, says Carol. I know. Oh, it's sunny in Cornwall. Good. Can you keep the sun in Cornwall for a few more weeks, please, Lisa? I'm off on my holidays towards the end of October. So hopefully I'm going to, where are we going? We're going to St Ives. So I'm looking forward to that, a 10-day break. So yes, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully the sun will still be shining by the time we get down to Cornwall. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But there's plenty to keep me occupied before we go. So yeah, everyone seems to be, it's horrible, raining, grey. You know what? Let's forget about the weather, shall we, today, and just stay inside and just craft. Yeah, and we're going to do some snipping. Yeah. So, right, okay. So, for those, have we got any newbies in the room? I know Susan Moon is back in the room with us. I think it was her first time last week. So, welcome back. I'm glad you came back. Do we have any new people tuning in for the first time live? I know because we sort of go out live at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, it doesn't always fit for everybody's schedules. And so I know some of us tune in sort of afterwards. Yeah, so Lisa's going to keep her fingers crossed for me in St Ives. St Ives seems to have its own microclimate. Excellent. That's really good then. I'll just make sure that the sun's there. So yes. So we've been working for the past, I think we're on part 7. Yeah, part 7 now of using Josie's Duet circular grids based on a diagonal. And if you've always loved that lovely effect of sort of like the lacework and the framing that goes around the outside of your work, then this is where the Duet plates really do come into play, because Josie's done all the designing for us, and it's where we combine both a perforated and an embossed part on the same design. Okay, and what it does, especially with the circular grids, it allows us to create that frame with ease. And if you've been following the Clarity Matters blog, Josie and Glynis, I think Jane as well, have been putting these through their paces. I mean, Glynis did a fantastic step-by-step, I think it was not Sunday gone, the Sunday before, of the painted faces on those lovely poppets that many of you invested in as part of the one-day special. So, and then I think this weekend just gone, Sunday just gone, I think it was Josie, and she showed how to put the poppet in place and then build the frame around the outside. So they are quite, because with the circles, you can't really make them any bigger or any smaller, but you can adapt them so that it fits around your work by putting your work in first. And I'm sure if Sue pops the link up to the Clarity Matters blog from Sunday, you can sort of have a look at that a little bit later. So, yeah, so this is what we've been looking at. There was 4 in the collection based on a diagonal grid, and I thought I'd start with the piece, because this was one of my, I know I shouldn't say I have favourites, but there was a lovely piece of artwork that Josie had created. I'm sure it was Josie. Yeah, of course it was Josie. And this was using our orange and lime twist parchment. And I love that effect of how it's offset to create more of like a, I suppose it looks a little bit like a sunflower, doesn't it? And what it does, it creates this beautiful frame to house your artwork, whether it be a printed topper, a stamped image, a piece of Groovi artwork. Yeah, it's all about sort of creating that frame to add that finishing touch. And what we've been doing over the weeks is that we've been putting it through its paces. So if you want to see how this all sort of started off, then you can go back to part 1, which I'm guessing is, let's have a look, when was part 1? Part 1 was episode 154. So yeah, so if you want to see how we started off, how we put it through its paces, then that's where you can go back and watch. But don't forget to check out the Clarity Matters blog, because there's loads of step-by-step tutorials from the design team. Okay, so what we've been getting up to, I just said that, we've been doing our picot cutting. And each of the plates, on all of the Duet plates, come with an image of what it looks like when it's finished. And then on the back, you've got your step-by-step guide from Josie, together with a cutting guide if you choose to do the cutting. Okay, so far, I mean, I'm guessing everyone can hear me because I haven't had my lovely text from Sue. So Sue's probably multitasking. So we started off by doing the picot cutting on the inside. And then last week we started on our picot cutting around the outside. And as always, because I waffled, that's as far as we got. So we're going to continue with our picot cutting so we've got our frame. And as I said, if you're not into picot cutting, you could just cut this down into a square and then put a piece of artwork in the middle. And they've been designed that they work perfectly with our picot circles. Sue said, yeah, all good. Thank you, Sue. Okay. I'm guessing people had, because they were responding to what I was saying, but it's good to have a text message. Okay. So for my picot cutting, I'm going to be using the ring lock scissors. Excuse me. Hang on. And then I need my glasses. Let's give them a quick clean. I haven't unpacked from TV from last week. Thank you for joining me last week on TV. I had a few extra hours thrown into the mix, but it's always good to help out, isn't it? So So yeah, so I was there Thursday and Friday. Thursday was at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock, where I was showcasing Linda's lovely A Touch of Christmas. And it's not my all-time favorite. I've got to stop saying that. I've got so many favorites. It was Linda's A Touch of Christmas. We also had Barb's Christmas tree sampler, which I know I've covered on Groovi Tuesday. So you can go back for some ideas and inspiration on that on our YouTube page. And I also had, the lovely swirl heart and swirl tree. Sort of old is gold, they really are. And but I just love using those plates to infill different areas on a design. And then finally we had Linda's snowflake owl. That went absolutely mad. And I'm not surprised. I think it's the design of it is just that cutesy. Not cutesy, it's got an elegance to it. So so yeah, so that was on Thursday. So I did 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And in between that, I was setting up for what was planned to be my 9 o'clock and my 1 o'clock show, which was the dies. And then but what I then ended up doing was 8 a.m. on the Friday morning, I did another hour of the Groovi. Then I went straight in at 9 o'clock with the dies, had a little bit of a break, and then went back in at 1, and then again at 3 with the dies again. And it was lovely to work with Leonie because she really does. I mean, you have to push her along because she just wants to look at all the stunning artwork. And I get that. I really do. But I had so much I wanted to show and share. And I never got around to showing the Christmas cracker. But maybe next time I'm on and I put the die on. I mean, it's easy. It really is. But I was using the lovely adhesive backed felt on the die shows. And it just cuts, the dies just cut through that felt beautifully. And it gives you a completely different look. So, and it was fun. I had so many hours. I think I had, I had 6 hours, and I think 4 of those were with Leonie. And so, yeah, it was lovely. So, yeah, it seems like a whirlwind going out. And then, yeah, and then back to Groovi Tuesday. So I've got my goggles on. I'm going to come in on the overhead. I'm going to zoom in now so we can really have a look at the picot cutting and stretch. We're going to zoom in. Nice and slow. I reckon probably about there before it goes below. So Lillian got the snowflake owl, the goose, and the 6 frame. Oh yeah, those frames. The fancy Linda's fancy frames. They are a real essential. They really are, because they can give you a completely different look to what you're working with when you take an image. And the owl, the goose frame, the frame on the goose plate with the owl in the middle. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now, as Celine Dion would say. Right, okay. Let's have a look then. So how far have we got with my picot cutting? So what I'm going to do, I rest on the picot foam. Okay. And I'm going to come in with my scissors underneath, and we're just going to go in and then start snipping. So I'm just gently squeezing the scissors until I see a point form on the parchment, and then I'm twisting towards me. I'm starting from the top and coming inwards. Some people will work away from themselves. Some people will start from the bottom and work up. So I'm going to keep the scissors where they are. I'm then going to turn my parchment, because my hand is nice and comfortable in the position. And then we're just going to work our way around. So what else have I got to tell you? Let's have a look. So Barb's back from her few weeks away. Mark's wedding in California, and I'm sure, I know Barb's already shared some pictures on Facebook already, and no doubt she'll be sharing a few more on the blogs as well. So Barb's back in the shack on Monday, Monday the 7th. Put that date in your diaries. Before then, though, Barb's on TV on Sunday. First, I can't believe today is the 1st of October. Goodness me, where has the time gone? So, first of the month, so Barb is on Sunday 3 till 5. And you know those lovely poppets that I brought you last month in the one day special, the Pixies and the Sprites? Well, they are going to be making an appearance on Sunday in stamps. So yeah, many of you asked for them, and they are appearing on your screens on Sunday. We'll have the A5 sets. I've got to stop saying A5 and the A6 squares, so the two different sizes. Got some fantastic pricing for you as well. So, oh, and available in postcards. Yeah, I forgot about that. Postcards as well. So there's lots that Barb will be sharing with you on Sunday. So yeah, so that's Sunday's TV. So that's 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock. And then Monday, it's back in the shack at 10 a.m. with Barb. Then Tuesday, I'll be back in the shack with you. On the Thursday evening at 7 p.m. I think that's next week. Yeah, it is. There's a craft along using the abstract layout die collection with the woodland trees and birds. Then on Saturday is the online workshop. Hands up who signed up for the canvas art online workshop. I know I can see many of the names in the room. I know many of you have signed up already. And I'm sure Sue could pop a link up to that if you're still interested. There's still some spaces for the online workshop. So if you're interested in that. So if you go to the front of our website and then go to, there's a little banner that says, I think it says online workshops and craft alongs. I think, yeah, there's definitely a section there, and then you've got all the craft alongs in there. You've got all about the online workshop. You'd have to be quick on the online workshop so that we can get the products sent out to you. Okay, so look, that was quick. I've come all the way around. So now I'm going to start on this side of my frame. So that's on the Saturday. And then on the Monday and Tuesday of that following week, which is the 14th and 15th, there won't be any Shack or Groovi Tuesday because we have our annual parchment retreat. And I know many of you in the room already are coming along to that as well. So next Tuesday will be the last Groovi Tuesday until November. Yeah, it'll be the first, whatever the first Tuesday in November is, I'll be back with you then. So next week is the last one because the week after is the parchment retreat. So I'll be there helping out. And then for 2 Tuesdays after that, I'll be on holiday. So next week, we can definitely finish off a lovely frame. And then we can work out what we want to look at next. So if you've got any thoughts or suggestions on what you'd like covered in Groovi Tuesday, then just put a comment up now, and the lovely Sue will keep a record of it for me, and then we can decide next Tuesday what plate, or do we want to go Christmas? I know I've said the C word so many times. I think we should go Christmas, don't you? Yes, Christmas. So if you let Sue know your thoughts on, maybe you've got a Christmas plate that you're not sure about, or yeah, I reckon definitely Christmas. So when I come back in November, we'll look at Christmas, but next week we'll decide what it is we're going to look at, and then it gives you the chance, if you haven't already got that particular design, then it gives you a couple of weeks to pop it in your basket and ready for us to get started on it. So I reckon, yes, definitely Christmas. I went into the supermarket the other week, and they had all the Christmas sweets out already. Funny how they bring out the Christmas sweets first, don't they? And I'm not saying whether I bought a tub or 5. You can never have too many tubs of sweets, can you? And now they're so small, there's hardly any in there. So you need several to make up for them being half empty. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Okay, so we're definitely going for Christmas. Have we got any suggestions for designs? What do you reckon? See, 'Twas the Night has always been a favourite. But so is that swirly Christmas tree. And we've already covered the Christmas tree sampler. As I say, if you go back and search Groovi Tuesday for Christmas tree sampler, then if you did take advantage of that offer the other week, last week when I was on TV, then it'll give you some ideas and inspiration on that. I'm just trying to think, we've got so many fantastic Christmas designs. And before I go off on my holiday, I've got a fantastic one-day special coming up on the 16th and 17th. Jazz has worked her socks off on these particular designs. And all I'm going to say is that they're perfect for Christmas, but they're perfect for the whole year through. Right, okay, so it doesn't take long to go all the way around in a circle. So now what I need to do are these little joining pieces to release the sections. So I'm going to work our way around. See, this took quicker than I expected. And I know I've gone back. I need to go back, and I missed one, didn't I? Where did I go? That one I jumped over. Okay. Work our way around. So we've got an owl or a goose, Christmas poppet, okay. Any other ideas? more suggestions. When I go on with the one-day special on the 16th, I'm also going to be taking the Groovi Christmas cracker and the Groovi Christmas tree as well, because they haven't been on air for a while, and I think those are perfect for that time of year. So yes, we've got the parchment retreat on the Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, I'm up at TV with the one-day special. And as usual, the lovely ladies have very kindly prepared some lovely demos for me. I haven't done those ones. I was just about to rip it then. Didn't do the ones joining it there. Okay. So we're just working our way around. See, this is just so satisfying. And hopefully, if everything is snipped, and let's pop that in the middle like so. And then I'm going to zoom out. Oh, that was in. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. Like so. So let's see if we can get the full reveal. If I come up a little bit. Now this should, if I've snipped everything, yay! There we go. Look at that. I love that. So if I take that to one side, and this is a piece that Josie created, which is on the packaging. So there we go. Exactly the same. I love it. I really, 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 really do. And I think it's so easy to achieve. It doesn't matter. The only bit that I say that comes in time is the picot cutting, but you can create this lovely frame without doing any picot cutting. A couple of weeks back, we got to that point where we'd done the embossing, we'd done the perforating, and all we needed to do was just trim it down into a square, and then that would have given us a lovely frame in order to put our artwork in the middle. But if you're at that stage where you're doing your picot cutting, then you've got that guide from Josie and that option, you see. And all of these have all been snipped away as well. 'Twas the night, the mouse in the shoe. That's lovely. Yes. Yeah, there's Barb's going back on with 'Twas the Night in a couple of weeks. Yesterday we was going through different shows for October, and 'Twas the Night is definitely going to be making an appearance in October in both stamp and groovy form. So I think, yeah, that might be lovely to because they fit beautifully in the coasters as well. And the 'Twas the Night would look stunning in there. Okay, so when we come to looking at the finishing off, let's have a slurp of coffee. Right, before I do that, there was another thing I needed to tell you. So we've spoken about what's coming up this week. Check out the Barbara Gray blog, because that's going to be updated now that Barb's back, and I'm sure she'll be sharing many pictures of the wedding from Mark and Alex's wedding. Then Saturday is Saturday Share. Sunday is on the Clarity Matters blog, all about another step-by-step. I can't remember what the step-by-step is this week. We put the schedule together a couple of weeks back. Can't remember. And then Barb's on TV on Sunday, 3 till 5, with the stamp version of the Pixies and Sprites. Then, yeah, and then Monday, Barb's back in the shack. So definitely put that in your diary for Monday. Then my last one will be next Tuesday. And then we can decide, we'll decide next year. Sue's making a note of all your suggestions. It's definitely going to be Christmas. We're definitely feeling in the festive mood. And, but we'll work out the design. So it gives you the chance then to get it, and then we can start it in November. And there's still plenty of time, beginning of November, to create your Christmas cards, especially in parchment craft with Groovi. So that's that. We've spoken about the upcoming parchment retreats. So if you are interested, there's a couple of spaces still left. If you're thinking, oh, I need a little last minute break, then the parchment retreat with the lovely Linda Williams. And Linda's going to be using her floral alphabet that we launched as part of the birthday weekend celebrations, and it's beautiful artwork. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're coming and I've sent you an email and you haven't replied, please could you reply so that I know what letter you would like to use, because we're making it a little bit more personal, so you can decide exactly what letter you want to work with. So that was that. Then obviously we've got our Christmas open days coming up. So I come back and then it's like a week, and then it's all systems go for the open days and the Sunday workshops. On the Sunday, there's a workshop with Barb, and there's also a workshop with lovely Linda Williams. And she's designed this fantastic angel, absolutely beautiful. Jazz is just working on the Groovi plate now. So so that will be launched at the open days, and then it'll be in the workshop on the Sunday. So you'll be able to buy it and then put it through its paces with Linda on the Sunday. And then, because it's Tuesday, we have a brand new triple points Tuesday event. Okay, so for this week we have the quotes. So we've got the stamp and the postcard. So it's have yourself a merry little Christmas. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 11 stamps on there. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. On a Christmas in your heart. Christmas. Time for reflection. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Health, peace, and sweet content be yours. Then we've got some, or if you turn that the other way, that could be grass. We've got a little Christmas tree, a little snowflake, and then happy near you. And you've then got a lovely holly branch. So then you have the postcards. Now these are great. So the savings for this week's Triple Point Tuesday means that you're getting the postcards for free. So you can see you've got these. So these are really great for quick and easy Christmas cards. Christmas, a time for reflection, twinkle, twinkle, little star, on a Christmas in your, and it's that lovely sort of wood block print as well. And then you get a bonus jumbled up alphabet that actually spells, look, there's merry, there's Christmas, there's peace, Noel, wish, joy. It's like one of those crosswords, isn't it? I'm sure there's other words on there. So yeah, so it means for this week's Triple Point Tuesday, the savings before any club discount is this. Okay, so you're going to get this for free, and you pay for stamps, plus you get your club discounts. And if anything else happens to pop into the same basket when you pop this in there, then the whole basket will earn you triple points as well. Okay, and it's interesting because I've seen that some of you wait thinking, oh yeah, I really want that, but what's coming up on TV on Sunday? And what you do is, like last week on the TV show, some of you popped the Groovi plates in, and last week's Triple Point Tuesday, which was I think it was those stamps, wasn't it? Yeah. So they jumped into the basket. So then the whole basket earned triple points. So yeah, so that's the great one. So postcards, I say, are free, and then these are just lovely. So you could just have yourself a merry little Christmas, stamp it out, and pop that in the middle. All of these lovely sentiments will fit perfectly in the center. Have yourself a merry Christmas, on a Christmas in your heart, twinkle, twinkle, little star, time for reflection, happy near you, or you could, no, they're a bit too big. None of those will fit in there, will they? No, way too big on the postcards. But for me, the postcards are just instant Christmas cards. Brush a little bit of colour over them, a little bit of perga glitter, and the job's done. They really are. So that is this week's Triple Point Tuesday, and we'll send an email out later this evening or this afternoon about those. And breathe. Okay, right. So now, you know, I was saying about how the grids, when Josie had them in mind to work with the Pico dies and the Groovi plate. So I've got all of my Picos are in one of our A4 folders. So I keep the plate in there, I keep the dies in there, and then there was a lovely set of plates that Jazz designed earlier in the year that were designed to work with the corresponding dies. So I've got my dies on a magnetic sheet now. So you've got the circles. Oh, this is lovely. So you could take one of these. See, like that will go lovely in the center. Oh, this one's nice. I like this. So you could take that, and then you've got an alphabet on there. Each of them have got a different alphabet on there as well. So you could leave out thank you. You could put with love in there. You could put for you in there. You could spell whatever name you wanted to in the middle. I've forgotten what these were called. Code is 42240. That's 42240. So this would be a lovely addition to the circular plates as well. And as I say, Jazz also designed these to work with the Pico circles. So let's just have a little looky what they were called. I really can't remember what they were called. Search 42240. Oh, it was a Toppers and Tags A4 square Groovi plate. Oh, there we go. Look, Sue's already popped the link up. So we've got them in the squares, the circles, the ovals, and the rectangles to coincide with the lovely Pico dies. So you've got the circle one, you've got the oval one, and then the rectangle one. See, the rectangle's got some lovely Christmas elements on it as well. Look, little gingerbread man. See the little gingerbread man? You could put him in there. You could give him a little hat, give him a little scarf. You've got little tags on there, you've got presents, another fantastic font. You could take the sort of garland and add that on the inside as well. Sometimes we often forget what we have in our stash, don't we? And just going back and revisiting can open up, as we progress and we look at how we develop with our parching, then sometimes we forget, like that lovely swirl Christmas tree. When you look at, when I look at some of the artwork, I didn't even get it out of the box because it was so basic back then, because I was still learning, like many of you at home are still sort of learning. But when I see what confidence that the Groovi system has given me, and together with help from my lovely friends, everyone at home, and also the design team, and Barbara and Linda, we just progress, don't we? And we look at different things, and sometimes we can look at them a little bit differently as we progress through our parching journey. So Lillian said, I wish Clarity Groovi could put names on items, easier to record and check stash. I suppose, but some of them have quite a lot. Yeah, I know. That's why they have the little codes on. But yeah. So what I did was I took the dies and I cut out 2 circles of our companion paper. And this was using, where's my circle plate gone? So the second one in will give me my mat. And then the one that's going to go on the inside is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the 6th one from the outside that goes in the middle. Ken said, forget what's in my stash. Are you suggesting I might have too many Clarity goodies? Can't remember what I've got. Ken, spoken like a true crafter. Many of us buy stuff and we can't remember what we bought. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I bet what we could do, it'll come in time. I know it will. It'll just be 10 years from now, everyone will have like a little barcode system, and you get a product and you scan it in and it automatically logs it. Because isn't there like those fridges that you can get that when you put something in the fridge, it records what you put in and what you got out, and it creates like a shopping list. So so maybe we should do that for Clarity products, so that when you get it in, you can scan it in and it automatically updates the database for you. There'd be plenty of, there would be some big databases for some of you at home. So Lynn said, I've just photographed all mine. Good job I don't have to buy camera film anymore. That's interesting. Someone was talking about film photography the other day. I can't remember who it was, whether it was when I was up at the studio. Yeah, I can't remember, talking about sort of, we used to take pictures, didn't we? And then you'd send them off, you'd take them to the chemist. It might have even been on the radio. It might have been one of those phone-in type thing. And then you took them into the chemist, and then you had to wait and see what you got back. Oh, it was Leone. I'm sure it was Leone. No, I can't remember now. It was the past 5 days I've heard or seen or something. Yeah, how you take your film into the chemist to have it developed, and you had to wait to see what you got back, whether they were blurry, and you go through, oh, did I really take that one? And it's sort of all out of focus. And I suppose now with technology, we don't, do we? We very rarely print our photos, unless it's like for a memory book or scrapbooking and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm just reading some of the comments. about yeah, when you used to get them back and you spend all that money, and sometimes if you put 2 films in, you got a discount. Or what was it? There was a company you used to put in an envelope and you'd send them off and then wait to get them back and see what you got back. Goodness me. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. So I've die cut that one that I said in the middle. And the best thing to do is the one in the middle needs to go in first. Okay. Because you've got that flexibility of being able to lift up the little internal flaps, so to speak. Super Snaps. Oh, that was a shop on the high street. Was it Super Snaps on the high street, which was yellow and green? Yeah. Goodness me. We are showing our age indeed, and we're all young. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to gently slide it underneath. And I'm just gently pulling it away as I work my way around. And we just need to be careful as we do this. Okay. And so we're just lifting it up. And so what I'm doing now, I've pushed it right up as far as it will go to this area. And then you're just gently working your way around like so. Okay. And then because it's been pico cut on both the parchment and on the paper, sometimes it just sort of catches a little bit. So you just need to be a little bit gentle. We've got the last one to go now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring it over to the furthest point away. So now we have our piece in the middle. Okay. And that completely, excuse me, changes the look. So that would go in the middle, and then we could take a card blank and we could pop that onto a card blank, but then we would lose the lovely lacework. So you've got choices. You can do another circular one, or I mean, this is on a piece of 7x7 cardstock, this is our stencil card. So you could do a lovely square, or, okay, what about this? So if I take this one, that will then sit on there like so. Okay, so now we've got the circular frame. Now this was the one that Josie did, where she put it onto a square piece. Okay, it's the same, but it's different. So what you could do, you could create a square frame of parchment, and you could use this in corners. So you could create lovely little corners on another piece of parchment. And so if you wanted to, you could cut the next one in, say in white card, for example, and that would be where your artwork goes on to. And whether it be a stamped image, whether it be a printed topper, like what Josie has created here. See, now Josie, because she's used the coloured parchment, doesn't need any colour behind it. And then she's finished off with the circle embedders around the outside. See? You could put a circle embedder on your little toppers as well. This is one of the lovely pixies. I have to think before I say which ones they are. Pixies have hats on, sprites don't. That's the easiest way that I can remember them. Pixies have hats, sprites don't. So yeah, so your centerpiece can be anything. And whether you decide to just start off with your clear parchment, or whether you go for some of our lovely coloured parchment. This is one of my favourites, the the orange squash and the lime twist. And especially when they're laid on top of one another, it sort of dilutes the colour or softens the colour. If I take a piece of copy paper, let me just see if I lift this up slightly, you can really see the vibrancy of that orange. But when it's overlaid on top of the green, I wouldn't say it dulls it down, it sort of mutes the brightness. Bonus print was ones that you posted the film to, then wait for 10 days and watch out for the post. And didn't you, some of them you also get a free film as well? Goodness me. If you sent off so many, did you get a free film back as well? Anyway, so now what we can do, I think next week we'll just have a look at, I'm going to get the poppets out next week and just some of the printed ones, and we can have a look at putting those in there as well. Or I may have some poppets from the parchment that we used in the demos when we had them on TV. Yeah, I'll have to go through my demo stash on that to see what we've got. But anything can go in the middle, and just by changing the background color, so if I take this out very carefully, so what you're going to do, so it's the same as before, you're just going to gently tease it away, and once you've got enough out, it's easier then to slide out. See that? Even if I'd done no pico cutting, looks just as lovely. I love it. It's this particular design that I don't know why it stood out of all four of them. Maybe it was a piece of artwork. Sometimes a piece of artwork can inspire us. And then the other ones in the collection, I'm just trying to think what the other ones were now. Where have I put them? So they were based on the straight. I think I've got them over here. Just let's have a look at some lovely artwork from the design team, and you'll see different ways of using them as well. So let's have a little gallery, shall we? Okay, so let's pop that to one side. So the first piece we're going to look at is another piece from Josie. So you can see now Josie's done sort of the squares, done a circle with the tiny little. I love this idea of a little sort of focal point. And I know her name is Maeve because she's my favourite. She's the one that's got attitude. Now this one again is very clever. This one's from Julie Campbell. So I was talking about having a square frame as well. So I could have taken mine and popped it onto a square frame, but I love how Julie's created from the circle, she's turned it into some lovely corners. And this is also using our rainbow parchment. Then we've got a lovely piece from Jill Askham. So Jill's actually done a little bit of stitching on the middle of those as well. And then the lovely plate and pearlescent acrylic paint in the middle. This is another one from Josie. That's using those lovely daffodils that Jane had on TV back in June. Then we've got another one that's got a little bit of stitching. There we go. That's lovely. And that's using, look, just using half of part of these to go around the outside. This is why I needed to put the owl on TV the other day. Okay, and it was this piece of artwork from Carol Baker. I knew that there was a reason why the owl was in my head when I was putting that show together. Look at that. There aren't any words, are there, really? I'm going to just leave that there for a minute, just so that maybe you can take a screenshot of it. For those of you that have maybe recently purchased that lovely snowflake owl, it might give you a little bit of inspiration on what you could maybe do with it. Just a little bit of white work. Let me see if I can come in on this camera just to see. Let me get there. Where's the camera gone? Okay, I reckon the overhead is probably better. But look, a little bit of white work on those feathers. I'm guessing there's a little bit of stippling in that furry hat as well. I don't know if Maggie Crane is in the room. She loves a little bit of stippling. A little bit of stippling. But maybe, yeah, maybe that'll give you some inspiration if you've got the, I mean, you don't have to use a lace frame around the outside. Carol, that'd be fantastic. Carol is going to very kindly post the photo again on Groovi Worldwide, so that you can really, maybe you could, it's easier for you to take a snapshot of it on your computer that way. But I think for our friends, see, this might be where we go for our Christmas card. What do you reckon? I'll have a chat with Sue afterwards to see what other suggestions we've got, and we'll make a decision next week. But I do love this little owl. And there's some stunning artwork from, I remember when we released this, it never went out to the design team. It was one of those last minute additions. And I think the only people that did any artwork for it were Linda herself and Jilly in the office and Sheila Gray. I think because it was such a quick turnaround. Then we've got our lovely little poppets again. So this is another one from Josie. And then this is what the plate looks like. I love the little flower detail. I'm going to pop that out to one side. So this one is Courage. See, and then I also like what Jane's done with this one. Just sort of like, it's partial art, isn't it? And just a little corner bits and just adding words in there. That's using the Bijou floral alphabet. Then this one is from Francis. I know this because I don't need to look at this. So imagine if you recently purchased the Linda's floral alphabet as well. This would look lovely in the middle of one of these frames. And then I like this one. This is a little cutesy one from Josie. Little rocker card. See, by doing it as a wrap around both the front and the back. Then we have another one. This one's from Carol Pankstello. Joy, very simple. But you can see how the Pico frames it. Okay. What one was a blog, Jane? Sorry. This was a blog. Yes, it was, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. I think that was right. There we go. The lovely Carol Baker has posted that owl to Groovi Worldwide. The one from Jane Telford. Hang on, this one, because there's a delay for me. Which one? Remind me which one. Was it the daffodil one? Partial art, the partial art one. So if you check out the Clarity Matters blog, you'll find this on there. There we go. So that's on the Clarity Matters blog if you want to see how Jane created that. So that was Joy that we were looking at. Now this one here is from Hazel. And there's no perforating, there's no pico cutting. It's just all been embossed. So that's another way of using the plates as well. Okay. Talking of festive, this one is, I reckon this is one of the, that's either a Jane Nesterenko or a Linda Williams. I reckon it, oh, I don't know. These are one of the little, not little, it's a sampler plate. Now this one's clever as well, because taking that shape and just doing it on either side. So although you can't increase the size of the circle, you can change the circle. This is another idea from Josie, having those little, that's what I was talking about, those little photo corners, where I could have taken my one, put it exactly like this, and then another piece on there, using them with our doodle dies. Another piece there, and that one is using strength. So there's lots there to hopefully give you some ideas and inspiration. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to put something in the middle of our piece of artwork. We're going to bring sort of the circular grid to a closure. We can then decide exactly what plate we're going to be working on when we come back in November. And it's definitely going to be Christmas. I'm sort of really edging towards that lovely owl. See, maybe I'll keep this frame for my owl. Okay, now that I've done it, I love the soft blue tones. So for that, we can look at doing some, if we go for the owl, I think I'm sort of heading towards the owl. We may even do 1 or 2 toppers in the middle. I reckon that's what we'll do, because I think the owl will be very quick to do. So I'm going to say now, we're definitely going to use the owl as one of our options. Okay. And that's I'm going to theme it to go into my frame. And then we'll have a look next week at another one, another design to go in the middle of our frame. So thank you as always for joining me. 11 o'clock, goodness me, that clock stopped, the light's catching it, I couldn't see. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget Clarity Matters blog and the Barbara Gray blog. Then on Sunday, Create and Craft, 3 p.m. till 5 o'clock. 3 p.m. to 5 o'clock. 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. We have Barbara's 2-hour first Sunday of the month on Create and Craft with the poppets, pixies and sprites in stamp and postcards, brand new. Then Barb's back in the shack on Monday the 7th at 10 a.m. So that's something to really look forward to. And I know what she's got planned with the alphabet on that one. And then I'll be back with you on Tuesday and we'll just have a recap on that lovely design. So as always, thank you for joining me again this week, and for lovely Sue and all of the lovely design team. So enjoy the rest of your week. Ignore the weather that's going on out there. Just stay in, just do some crafting, get your Pico cutting out. Come up, if you've got those plates, create some more frames so that when we start looking at the Christmas designs to go in the middle, then you've got your frames good to go, haven't you? So I will see you all again next week. Take care now. Bye.